So let me go across to our panelists. Today, joining us on the show, we have Kanishk Agrawal, the CTO of Judge Group in India, based out of Bengaluru, and also a company which does apply for a lot of H-1B visas as well. Then we have Purvi Chotani, who's joining us, a US immigration attorney from LawQuest. She's based out of Florida. Purvi, I'm going to come to you first. Interesting advice coming in from Elon Musk, a reminder, should we call it, to the Trump administration that you can't do without Indian talent. After all, it is the Desi talent that you have greatly benefited from. A reminder, do you think, will be heeded?
So at the end of it, President Trump is a businessman. And when business leaders like Elon Musk tell him something, and I'm sure the others are also telling him, I'm sure he's listening. But there will be a little bit of lag in what he's saying to the public just now and what really transpires. Because we've seen many of these things announced and then there is backtracking on it, or there is modification or moderation. So we are expecting such moderation soon. We have to wait and watch. I don't think the future is bleak for H-1B visas, because even when you spoke about the 1% rejections for Amazon, you must remember that the large number of H-1B candidates that the big IT companies in America are sponsoring are also Indian nationals.
Fair enough.
So 70% of all the H-1B visas generally go to Indian nationals. So I think that the program is not going to get impacted so badly. It's just going to change in the way it's going to be implemented. It could impact the Indian IT companies at the lower end of the employees, that is the entry-level employees, but really extraordinary talent or advanced skilled talent will not have a problem.
So let me put that across. To Kanishk. Kanishk, it's interesting because earlier you had President Trump saying, I'm going to quote him here, that he's going to welcome skilled immigrants into the country who are going to be teaching American workers to develop certain complex products. He said, after all, a company cannot open up a big computer chip plant with people who don't even know what a chip looks like. But on the ground, now we have reports which are coming in, substantiated with data on our screens as well, that TCS does have a 7% rejection rate as compared to American firms. Is the focus now going to be, let's not look into whom they are hiring, but is the focus going to be American-owned and American-headquartered firms over Indian firms? Does it work like that?
I think from a country perspective, I think now talent is more of a geoeconomic strategy and no longer an HR strategy. So if you look into the US firms and the Indian firms in US, I think the focus was more on, having talent available cheaply in US, and they were handling a lot of things that were a part of the operations, low skill level. Now, what US is focusing on, if you look into the visa fees as well, it's being elevated to around $100,000. So that means the focus is only on the strategic skills. They want to build on AI, robotics, semiconductor chip design, automotive. So these are the skills that can afford, $100,000 fee easily. And that's the focus of US. They want to ensure that the talent that they retain in US has to be of specialized skills and not people that are operations that creates a bottleneck for them. So that's a geoeconomic strategy that they're playing. And it will open the shores for India and other countries as well to retain. So I think the focus now for the firms in US is retaining their existing talent rather than hiring new talent.
So that's been the focus. But Purvi, interestingly, would you agree if I say that it's ironic but true that the path to the MAGA dream, Make America Great Again dream, is likely to be paved via the H-1B visas? Many there don't seem to realize that.
I think that the H-1B is definitely one of the pathways to making America great again, because like my co-panelist said, they are going to focus on high level talent, not on the low level talent. So yes, that is going to make America great again. And you must remember one thing, that this 100,000 fee that they have introduced has been introduced this year in September. So it has not impacted the numbers that you are quoting from the policy report. No, it has not impacted
Absolutely.
those numbers. Those numbers, according to me, have been impacted by a couple of other things. There's been a slowdown in the approval rates itself. The processing time is taking much longer. What is also we are seeing is that we are receiving less RFEs, so they're taking longer, but we're getting more approvals in our mid and small size company clients.
Okay.
But one more thing that is happening is that Indian companies have already started looking at other ways of doing business with America.
Absolutely.
So I would say that we've already seen a drop in the number of applications being filed also.
Okay,
And
that's
one of the
interesting.
things that contributed to that was the $215
We know that the number of
registration
Indian
fee.
students to America has declined as well, Purvi.
Yes, absolutely. Because they're realizing that now the American dream is not as easily accessible to foreigners as it was before. They realize that. So there is a shakedown in the world for sure. Like my co-panelist said, geopolitical shakedown. Yeah.
Kanishk, what next? Because many are sensing an opportunity in this entire turmoil. You have several countries who are openly wooing Indian tech talent as well, such as Germany, who are saying, well, you can't get an H-1B, then why don't you come join us? And those are the avenues which, again, you'll have Indian IT talent and also other skilled labor be looking into.
Yeah, I agree. I think earlier in 1990s, it was that talent needs to move where the opportunities are, right?
Right.
But now opportunities are where they move, where the talent is. So I think it's advantage India. It's a flip of traditional immigration power dynamics, I believe, because now a lot of the countries are interested in Indian talent. And when it comes to India, it has a very good pool of data engineers, cloud engineers, AI practitioners, and everything. And I think a lot of GCCs are also moving to India. So I think we have around 1,400 GCCs. A lot of them, I think more than 80% of them are American GCCs in India. So it's more around innovation, co-innovation here. I think the businesses will not shy away from opening new offices here and thriving the economy of India. So I believe that that's a strong viewpoint that right from Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, these will become talent clusters for specialized skills, and that will help our economy.
Absolutely. It is going to power India's economic growth as well. But then we are just going to play out these visuals because this is coming in from the last official White House dinner. And you'll see President Trump there with Sundar Pichai, a billionaire of Indian descent, went to America on an H-1B. You can also see Satya Nadella. And once the camera pans, you'll also be able to see Elon Musk, who's really kicked off this entire storm over H-1B. Remember, all these billionaires went to America, had the American dream. For them, their golden ticket was the H-1B. That perhaps will be the way forward if Trump wants to continue making America great again, not to overlook the Desi talent. Well, really appreciate it, Kanishk as well as Purvi, for joining us here on the show. Without a short break, don't go anywhere.